I'm here! Hello there everyone, and welcome to Behind the Weebs, a look behind the scenes of SunnyCon Anime Expo, an anime convention in the United Kingdom. I'm the ambassador, I'm Tucky, and before we start, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below, and let's get to it. So this episode of Behind the Weebs, we'll be looking at cosplay etiquette, and when I say cosplay etiquette, I mean something that came up recently. So it's the end of con season now, we're like mid-November, there's not many conventions until the end of March, and we get time to sit now, reflect and work on our rules and regulations going forward for next year to add things or take things away to how we want our event to run. Part of these updates can be an update of the website, it can be revisiting things such as our cosplay contest rules. Other things are we now correlate panels, fan panels, we've contacted guests and all that. So it's a busy time of year for us, even though there's not that much going on. And part of this process is refurbishing our cosplay etiquette rules and regulations. And from there we look at things that taken from feedback from attendees, from staff members, from venue staff as well, and we put this all together just to make sure that 2020 goes a lot better than 2019 does, as it should be every year. Try and make it slightly better. And with these changes, what we want to do is we want to make a safe, a welcoming, a comfortable event, something where, you know, anybody can come in, just enjoy themselves, and there'll be a range of stuff on for all tastes, all genres, all niches. You know, try and be the every con for everyone, and with obviously the focus on anime, manga, and Japanese culture. And for this year, we've started in earnest, and we put up a tweet recently stating one of our rules will be that we are now not allowing Ahegao hoodies or clothing or anything Ahegao to be worn at the event. Now this is where it gets fun. So before I go any further with the Ahegao stuff, I should clarify a few things. First off, we advertise ourselves as an all ages event. To some people they interpret that as it is family friendly, as in we have more of a view just on families alone. This isn't the case. Yes, we are family friendly, but we also accommodate to the more mature audiences, the 18 plus audiences, and everything in between. It's not that we put like your focus on just the family side of it. And from that, we have to make sure that our event, our planning, panels, workshops, everything we offer can try and appeal to the widest audience possible. And this is where it gets a bit tricky, and the balancing act has to come in to try and make it more of an ecosystem that can keep in stasis for long enough before then hopefully something doesn't like crumble and take it down, so to speak. And for this, what we've done is we've taken, like I say, we've taken feedback, we have spoken, and the decision to not allow Ahegao hoodies was made because, one thing, it depicts hentai pornography. Admittedly, it's a grey area because there's absolutely, you know, there's no genitalia or anything, but it is faces covered in liquid, let's say, and people know what it is. You know, you're a weeb, you know what it is. And it was that uncomfortable thing of we'll have children walking around the convention at the same time. This is not to say that, okay, so we've banned that 118 plus thing. That means, you know, why are we allowing other 18 plus things? It's because we are all ages. We do cater to the wide range and spectrum of anime fan. And just because we have banned Ahegao hoodies because exposing children to any type of pornography, even if it's not full frontal nudity, it's still considered, some places, actually I think it is a crime. But that's a whole different video and a whole different grey area to get into. But we've made the decision as a convention, as a business, as an environment that we want to foster. We want kids to be able to walk around without having it in their face. Now, this is the thing. Ahegao hoodies, shirts, jumpers, all of that, it's worn by a minority of people. Like, I think last SunnyCon there was about 2, maybe 3 people wearing the Ahegao stuff. And to be honest, they're pretty cool with it. you know, they understand it's an anime convention. There's lots of kids around. You know, it is a justified decision. However, when we've announced this, there has been a bit of confusion as to, you know, why are we censoring? And people using that word censoring, like we're after your civil liberties, you know, us rascals at the anime convention. And it's not that over the top, you know. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try and make it into something it's not, right? The reason is, Ahegao stuff, it's cringy. It's, you know, our personal tastes don't come into it because we're not going to censor. We're not going to monitor everybody's choice of clothing. That's not how we do it. The manpower and the stupidity of it all, that's not how we run a convention. The convention is, we're able to allow many different forms of cosplay, sexy cosplay, you know, prudish cosplay out the wazoo, you know, any form of cosplay, because it's a freedom of expression, it's creativity, it's a hobby. It should be something you enjoy and other people enjoy, and coming to a convention is just a group of people enjoying what they love. Ahegao hoodies, different form. That's out of the way, you know. Obviously there will be like sexy cosplayers walking around children. However, modesty is obviously something we advise, and it has worked well for the last decade or so of running events. You know, we've never had an issue with cosplayers and modesty. And if there is an issue, then, you know, people on the floor on the day will bring an issue to us and we resolve it then. However, we feel that forewarning people about Ahegao stuff, because, like I say, it's pornography, children. You know, you're not supposed to mix the two. And for us going forward for 2020, that's the kind of environment we want. We're not censoring, we're not banning everything 18 plus. You'll still have your hentai panel, you'll still have your yaoi and yuri stuff, but it'll be in a controlled environment. It'll be in a panel room where we ID check people. You know, it'll be run by people who are experts in the field and not just some random person sticking some porn on and making everyone feel uncomfortable. That's not the kind of thing we do here. It's just something that's, it seems like it's a common sense decision, you know. It's something that, it's just a little thing, like, you know, just please don't come in Ahegao stuff. Simple. It's a polite thing, and the majority of people who will own Ahegao stuff, they're fine, you know. They'll know. Oh well, you know. It's just one of those things, you know. You don't want to be walking around like exposing kids to it, and that's all fine. But it's just for the minority of people out there who are all like up in arms, like, the cosplay community is being censored by conventions, they're telling us what to wear. We're not. We're just saying don't wear Ahegao. Simple as. And for SunnyCon, like I say, it's been a popular choice for the majority of attendees, and not just our attendees, but attendees of events the whole world over. If our Twitter's anything to go by. And it's a decision that, you know, we've had to make because we want to make it a more inclusive event. We want to make it a more relaxed and fun event, and we don't want people feeling uncomfortable next to people with Ahegao shirts, because it does make people feel really uncomfortable. You know, my daughter, my son, you know, 11 and 8-year-old, they attend our event, and having to try and explain that to my 11-year-old daughter was very awkward. But it's definitely a decision. It's something that had to be done. It's a progression, you know. Your rights aren't being infringed on or anything like that. You know, all of that BS up in arms for outrage. You know, just don't wear Ahegao stuff to conventions. And hopefully more conventions the whole world over, they'll start looking at it and they'll make their own decision. We can't make the decision for them. That's, you know, their private business. They have to make their own rules. But for SunnyCon, definitely going forward, it's part of our drive to keep evolving, keep making things better, to have a better convention experience. And hopefully it will take, and like I say, we've had a lot of positive reviews, and that's why I've made this video, because I was going to do another subject for Behind the Weebs, but with this being such an important thing, and with it being, well, it sparked quite the discussion online at the moment, which is still ongoing. And if you want to comment on it, you know, comments are below, and we'll happily discuss it with anybody. But for now, like I say, we're a private company. We just don't want that risk of the potential of pornography, you know, being exposed to children or anything like that. It's kind of like I say, for us, common sense. Just please don't wear it, and majority won't, and that's all fine and well. And you know, I hope I haven't droned on too much, but I felt like this had to be discussed. This had to be something that we got out there, just to mop up any confusion, because I know there'll be a lot of things online that some people will take one thing one way, even though it's not what we've written down exactly, and people like to make their own interpretation. So it's nice to have a bit of clarity, a bit of something to clear up, and going forward, we'll be making a lot more changes. There's going to be a lot more added, and you know, we're always open to suggestions. So if you have any suggestions on how we can make the event better, we're always listening. And yeah. So I hope this has been educational. Thanks once again for watching. Thanks for your time. Remember, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.